Hey, everybody. Hey, Leslie. Good to see
Hi.
you.
Yeah, you too.
And we have Peter Levin and is it Jim McMenamin?
Hi, it's Jen.
Oh, hello. There we go. That makes more sense to me now. All right. And hey, Peter.
Hi, I'm gonna
All
be
right.
I'm silence my audio so you don't hear my dog.
Okay. Well, hey, everybody. There's me on the call from the Chester County Community Foundation America 250 Chester Friends. And then Paige, who's from the Community Foundation also. We figured that we would have a pretty light roster today because, August 26th. But I'm glad you're all here. So, in September, I am going to do a full court press on getting all of our partners and trying to get everybody to activate in September, as we all tend to do. See, now I've got noise from across the street. There we go. To activate everybody and really start planning in earnest and get everybody going. I've introduced myself, I introduced Paige. Leslie, do you want to just say hello? I know who you are. I don't.
Yeah, yeah. I'm Leslie Burnick. I'm president of the Chester County Concert Band. We are a large community band based in Westchester, and we would really love to play in Phoenixville. Uh, I've been a member of the band since 1986, and I believe way back in the day, I think we did play in Phoenixville once or twice. I really can't remember for sure, but we would love to come back because we haven't really played too much in that part of Chester County. So, and
Leslie, we are going to get you guys booked by hook or by crook.
I hope so.
Guys
I hope so.
keep me up.
We do have a couple of bookings already for next summer, but we would like to get more because we just want to be all over Chester County if possible.
We'll do it. I will make it my mission in the next 6 months to get you booked into Phoenixville.
Awesome. Awesome.
And Peter, even with your barking dog, can you introduce yourself and tell us where you're from?
Sure, I'll give it a try. So the reason I'm on the call is because I recently became the Schuylkill Township Historical Commission Chairman.
Oh, fantastic. I was just looking at who the person was before you. Was there Marcia or Marcella? Who had been on
This
the
is
commissioner
Schuylkill
who was this
Township.
historic commission. Anyway, I'm glad you're here.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So we're starting to come up with what we're going to do for the 250th, and I was curious to know, what Phil was going to do, and if there was any connections or ways we could combine things, if that's an option. So just kind of wanted to introduce myself and put it out there.
Also, and it was Martha Majewski. I have notes on my
Oh yeah,
card here.
she's the supervisor. She's one of the township supervisors, Martha.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right. Well, good. Oh, I'm so glad you're here because, like I said, literally, I was taking notes about Schuylkill Township from the website. I'm like, who am I going to reach out to there? So that's great. And then Jen.
Hi, everybody. For those who don't know me, my name is Jennifer McMenamin. I'm here representing Valley Forge National Historical Park. I was a former park employee that retired last year, and they brought me back as an experienced worker slash contractor to specifically work on the park's 250. So I am the park liaison for the 50th anniversary of the park, which is next year on July 4th, and then the 250th anniversary of the American Revolution.
Well, you fulfilled the dream of being a liaison. That has
Ah.
always been, I've always thought that's pretty glamorous. So that's awesome. Thank you, Jen.
Yes.
And then we just had David Blackburn come in from
Hi,
Chester
Jennifer.
County.
Hi, Dave. How are you?
I'm doing fine.
Good. Nice office.
Oh, no, it's my living room, actually.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah,
So
no,
if
it's
you
a
could just
Gilded
introduce
Age
yourself,
mansion.
yeah, if you could introduce yourself and I mean, instead of me introducing you, tell where you're from.
Hey everyone, I'm David Blackburn. I'm the Director of Historic Preservation and Heritage Programs for the Chester County Planning Commission. I'm part of the team that's the administrator for the Chester County America 250 Commission. And until 2000, I had spent 34 years working with the National Park Service, and my last assignment was Hopewell Furnace. And in that time worked closely with Jen in her role in facility management at Valley Forge. So old home week.
Thanks, David. And then Tamala just joined us. Tamala, can you say hi and introduce yourself?
Yeah, sorry everybody for being late. Tamala Luce, I'm the president and CEO of the Phoenixville Community Health Foundation.
Great, thank you. All right, everybody. Well, we have a light crew today, but this is a chance for us to, kind of share what's going on. I wanted to give you guys some information about what I know that's going on across the county and otherwise. First, I'm going to share my screen. Always a risk. Let's see if this works. There we go. So I just wanted to point out the website that we have. We've got tons of information and resources on here, which I think you all probably know, but I just wanted to reiterate. The key piece that I wanted to jump to, so we've got the website, we've got some cool and funny videos here. We have our public event lists, which of course is one of the benefits of collaborating with us and giving your events to the community foundation to make sure that get put up here. We have information about the heritage sites. And then for our purposes, we have our own planning page, a Phoenixville planning page, which I will come to right now. So we've different regions that are meeting, and Phoenixville is here. So in Phoenixville, we have a planning guide about how to start planning, a bulletin board, which I'm going to get to, a handout, and how to register for the Zoom that you're already on, so you don't need to know how to figure it out. The bulletin board, which is what I'm going to start really pushing next month in September. Before a couple of you came on, I said, as the facilitator for Phoenixville, I'm going to do a full court press for September and try to get all of our partners, potential partners, all on that meeting so we can really start robustly thinking about how to book the community band in Phoenixville, among other things. So for Phoenixville, we don't have much scheduled yet on this list. We have an ongoing document. This is a Google document anybody can update. So if you have any events, they can be put on here. Right now, the big Phoenixville event, and this is Phoenixville specific, is the Dogwood Festival. And that is in the middle of May. It's a big event every year, and there's going to be an America 250 focus next year. We're still going to get some more information about that. And then on Memorial Day, the Kiwanis Club does Memorial Day activities with students. So those are our two pieces that we have so far for Phoenixville. But you can see the schedule for next year. We expect that it's going to be fairly light in the spring. And then things will heat up around Memorial Day with America 250 with semi-quincentennial activities just nationwide and in our region and in Chester County. And it will go through Memorial Day. And then we've got the World Cup in Philadelphia, Juneteenth. And then there's the All-Star Game. And then 4th of July, and then Labor Day, and then Constitution Day, Election Day, and then Veterans Day. Things will be winding down come November. So that's kind of the schedule that we're looking at, the big schedule. We have a lot going on. Where is it? Sorry, I've got an agenda that I just lost. There we go. So, I mean, I wanted to tell you also about a couple of other things that are going on that Chester County Community Foundation and America 250 Friends are working on. We're putting together a toolkit around, Ken Burns has a documentary that's going to be playing in November on PBS. It's for the American Revolution. So it's a 6-episode documentary starting on November 16th through November 21st. And so we're putting together toolkits to encourage organizations and venues to host to host watch parties as they can, either in person or online. And we're going to have a toolkit together for that and going to push that in September, have more information about that. And then the Dare to Declare, which Jen probably knows more about than I do, which we're working on. And Dare to Declare is we're a kind of an initiative to encourage organizations, venues, businesses, people to read the Declaration of Independence in person and in full. Jen, do you want to know about that? Do you want to talk about that?
I do. So I'm working with Kirsten Tallman out of Montgomery County, and they are doing Houses of Declaration. And then we met with Chester County to kind of, and Chester County had Dare to Declare, so we're kind of working together to kind of make sure that we're all on the same page and getting the same message out. So, yep, like you said, Kim, it's not only historic sites, but also any other sites, because, you know, churches, public arenas, they were talking about one of the city halls doing a reading, possibly. You know, people who are want to do a reading of the Declaration of Independence. The park is going to actually host sometime in, I believe it's January, and then again in March, we're going to host kind of a train the readers event at the park with two experts in the Declaration of Independence. One of them is Emily Smith, and the other one is Laritia Harkins. I believe it's Laritia
Hawkins.
Harkins.
Larisha Hawkins.
Yes.
Yeah, Larisha Hawkins. Yeah.
So, yep. So we're going to host that with them. We're meeting in October to kind of start setting that up. So there'll be more information coming. So.
That's awesome. And then I just got off a call. Emily was on that meeting too. Is the Chester County Community Foundation is doing a sample video with Chester County luminaries and ordinary people alike of the reading of the Declaration of Independence. So we are going to be filming that in the next couple of months, and then we'll have a 15-minute video that folks can look at to see how it was done in Chester County. The Declaration of Independence, it's funny. I was motivated. I ordered 25 of these because they're like they're $1 each if you order 25 of them, of the Constitution and the Declaration. When most people, I shouldn't say this, if people read the Declaration of Independence and enunciate well, it takes 12 minutes to 14 minutes or so to read the entire Declaration. And with my Philadelphia accent and my super fast talking, when I read it the first time, it took me 8 minutes. And I knew that was not right. So we're going to be, for our Dare to Declare video, we're going to be coaching folks to slow down and enunciate and make it clear the content and the importance of the Declaration. It's such an awesome initiative, Jen. I'm so excited about it. And I didn't realize the trainings in January and March were going to be in person too.
Yes, absolutely. At the park. We're going to host it in probably our meeting room. So I'll send that information out once we finalize everything. So
that's awesome. Well, thank you. Well, maybe we can take a moment. Peter, from Schuylkill Township, do you guys have anything planned right now, or are you just starting to figure out what next year is going to shape up to be?
Yeah, we're just starting, and like I said, I'm pretty new to the being a chairman, so kind of getting a little feel. Some of the things we talked about was putting markers on our historical sites in Schuylkill Township so they could be identified, and possibly having the website or some form of a site where people can go, and then if they wanted to drive to the different sites and hear about them. That was one thing. We had talked about possibly getting kiosks. In fact, I was looking into the Valley Forge kiosks that they have, which are really nice when you're walking around, the metal ones. I don't know if that's going to be within our budget. I put it in and see if we get approved for it. I'd also heard about or thought about the blue signs that you see around Chester County. I feel like Schuylkill Township has a few places that could certainly qualify for that, but I got the impression that it takes a long time to get those through. So I didn't know if that would be in time for 2025 if we were able to. And then lastly, we talked like little things like maybe getting some like banner signs like you have in Phoenixville, and various towns, just kind of making the township feel a little more connected that way, where you would have Schuylkill Township 2025 identification as you're driving through, something along those lines. That's
Well,
the
Peter,
stuff we talked about.
yeah, so you know that the community foundation, we are going to be funding mini grants, first of all, that are going to be for nonprofit organizations and for municipal governments to put on America 250 programming. So there might be, and they're from $500 to $5,000. The grant guidelines and applications are a couple months out still, but
Okay.
keep that in mind. And then we're also talking about using some funding there we go, the historic marker program. Thanks, David. It can take a while to get those historic markers.
Yeah.
But we also have some funding to make banners. So I'm going to loop you in as we start to move forward on what kind of banner, whether they're across the street banners or the single light pole banners, that we
Yeah.
might be able to help support that in Schuylkill Township also.
Well, that would be wonderful.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's awesome.
Peter, I put the link. The Blue Plaque program is run by the Pennsylvania Historic and Museum Commission. There's definitely an application and a process. The link that I put in will take you to the PHMC Blue Plaque page, and it will explain all you need to know about that system. If you're curious, Tredyffrin Township has had an internal township plaque program. So if you're looking for someone who's already doing it, you can reach out to their historic commission there. Their chair is Rob Williams. Euclid Township is also looking to do a plaque program, and they're reaching out to Tredyffrin as well, as is not Cochranville, Coatesville. They're all looking to do these kinds of programs, and they're all following the lead of our friends in Tredyffrin.
Okay, well, yeah, I'll take any help I can get. So
Yeah,
yes,
Peter,
I will
I'll send
definitely
in,
reach out. Thank you.
I'll
Can
send
I
an
give you
info.
guys my email, or I don't know how
Yeah,
to.
well, and I'll send you Rob's email. I've been working with him on something completely outside of all this.
Well, do you want
Um,
my email?
yeah, that'd be fantastic. Do you
Well, I
want
could
to?
just say it to you guys. I don't know how to
Sure.
put it up on the board, but it's PLEVIN
Mm-hmm,
9195
mm-hmm.
at AOL.com.
Great. Yeah, I'll send an
I
email.
just put it in the chat. I have it from when you signed up for the call, Peter.
Oh,
So
great. Thank you.
yeah.
Oh, perfect.
Oh, there you go.
Good deal. All right, thanks, David.
Sure.
Yeah, there's nothing that soothes the soul more. If you have a hand in getting one of those blue state plaques, it feels like you've made a contribution to the world that will last forever.
I agree. And I just feel like there's definitely places deserving of it in the township.
Oh, I guarantee you there are. That's awesome. Leslie, do you want to tell us, you started by telling it before everybody got on, but what do you guys have going on for next year already? I mean, I know you guys stay busy.
Yes, well, we're going to be playing for the East Goshen, West Goshen big celebration at East Goshen Park. That I think is May 30th, I believe. So we're excited about that. And then also we're booked for the following weekend, I believe, June 6th, for the Malvern Memorial Park celebration they're going to have. And then just a few days ago, we did get booked by Tredyffrin Easttown to play for the 4th of July at Wilson Farm Park. So we used to play there every year, and then the last couple of years, they ended up hiring a DJ instead of having a live band with, then followed by the fireworks, which was always very exciting. So we're thrilled to be invited back, and hopefully next 4th of July is going to be anything as nice as this past one was, which was beautiful. And here the band we had nothing to do. We had no gigs that night, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this isn't fair, because it was a really nice night. And I did want to mention also, I'm not sure if we're going to do it for the for the actual 4th of July, just because it's, there's like 5,000 plus people at the park, and and not everyone can necessarily hear what's going on, if they're seated way far away from the stage. We will have our sound system, and we'll be using the park sound system as well. But we would like to intersperse the reading of the Declaration during either that concert or possibly another concert, depending on what's going on, where, we'd have some readers do a few lines. Because I really like the way it was split up. I had found it on the 250 website. So I printed that out and I showed that to the board last week. So they were excited to be able to try that. So we hope to maybe have a reader do a few lines, then we would play some sort of patriotic song or two, and then, continue on with that. So, and get all the way through. And they were, the board was a little bit confused. They were thinking that we needed to get some kind of a famous person. And I said, well, no, not really. I would like it to be a whole variety of ages. I'd like to, get some, children who can read that kind of stuff, as well as some senior citizens and veterans and, all kinds of people. So I'm really hoping that we can incorporate that. Again, it may be difficult actually on the 4th of July that night, just because having done it before, there's just so much going on. I don't know if you've ever been to any of those performances there, but I mean, it's wonderful, but there's just a lot of stuff happening, people dancing and all kinds of stuff. So whether that can work for that occasion, I'm not quite sure, but it would obviously make sense to do it on the 4th of July, but if it is approximately 15 minutes and then you've got to get those people up to the stage, to the microphone, and that could probably end up taking at least 20 minutes of our time. I'm not sure if I want to give up that much time during during our concert, which is about 2 hours long. So we'll have to see. I'll discuss it with the people who are going to be involved in that as well.
Jen, have you heard of that sort of format of the Declaration being read intermittently with live music?
So not with live music, but Hopewell Furnace does a 4th of July reading every year. So they do it on the Iron Masters front porch, and people are seated out in the garden. And every year they run um an essay contest for the local schools, both grade school and high school. So the winners of those essays get to come up and read their essays, their winning essays. And there's always a theme every year. And then they also have some public folks who are willing to do it, and then park staff. And everyone has a section of the Declaration, and they read the Declaration that way. So everyone is kind of has a paragraph or a sentence or to read.
Leslie, that is such a cool idea. I love it. That's really
Yeah,
cool.
I hope it works out, again, whether it's on the 4th or at some other event. I mean, we're going to have a big our spring concert, which is April 26th, I believe, is going to be all patriotic, basically getting ourselves ready for the summer. And it's going to be some sort of Celebrate America or some kind of a theme like that. So
Where will that be?
that's going to be at Fugate Middle School in Westchester. And I believe, again, I think that's April 26th at 2:30. So so that could also be a good time to have to do the dare to declare as well.
Well, that's awesome. Well, between the Valley Forge trainings, the Community Foundation is going to be having some online training sessions around it. So everybody's going to be super excited to hear that you're figuring out how to do that. That's a groundbreaking new use of the Declaration of Independence. So that's awesome.
Great. Thanks.
Kim, I apologize. I have another meeting to go
Oh.
to. Jen, a very quick question. For 2027, is the park still exploring the ideas of a supersized march-in, or is that a little too far out right now?
Oh, no, we're talking about the Great March In. Yes, we're just trying
Great.
to figure out what that looks like.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
All right, and David,
Uh,
do you say a few more words? I was gonna come to you next, but now you've got like 3 minutes.
yeah, unfortunately, I've got just a reminder that we have a entree to the current Chester County America 250 events calendar on this Chester County America 250 website. There's a link. You can just add your events to the form on the link. We're in the process of updating the website graphically, and we hope to have an improved and updated website up hopefully by after Labor Day. So knock on wood, we'll see.
Labor
But
Day is the first day of the rest of our lives for some
yeah,
reason.
yeah. So thanks y'all for joining this. I'll try and be back to the Phoenixville meeting next month. So take care.
See you, David. Bye. And then Tamala, always good to see you. Anything that you know about that's going on? Tamala and the Phoenixville Community Health Foundation is one of the co-conveners, so thanks to her support, this is happening. What's going on with you and what's in Phoenixville?
Yeah, I don't think Peter Ursula could join us today. I mean, he and I had talked about a number of things, and I don't think anything's set in stone yet. But I'm also on our local Juneteenth planning committee, and we had a debrief meeting for this year's Juneteenth a few weeks ago, and I kind of brought it up to them. And so we're on summer hiatus for that planning committee. But you know, I saw some wheels turning. So when that committee reconvenes in the fall, we'll bring that up again. And that might be a part of their celebration.
Oh my gosh, that would be so awesome. I mean, that's what, when we looking at the calendar and seeing like the full run through from Memorial Day to Juneteenth to, all the different days, it'll be so exciting to have all the different holidays and commemorative days marked. So that's awesome news. Thanks, Tamala. Oh, thanks, Leslie. Awesome. Well, David, he made a premature exit, but we've all spoken. Does anybody else have anything else that they are thinking about or working on? I don't want to keep us when we have no more material to go over. Oh, I have a question. Does anybody have a contact at the Phoenixville JCs who run the Dogwood Festival? I've been
Talk to Peter. Talk to Peter.
Okay,
The
good deal.
JC's is pretty small these days, but Peter can connect you to anybody.
Oh, good. I'm having coffee with him in a couple weeks. All right. Well, everybody, thank you so much. So Peter, I'm going to send an intro email between you and Rob Williams from the Tredyffrin Historic Commission.
Thank you. That would be nice.
Yeah, he's great. And I'm so glad to meet you. And Peter, I'm so glad that you're here. And seriously, I have a to-do
I had a
item.
mental block before. It was Diane Cram who was the head of the Historic Commission before me.
Okay, okay. Yeah, no, I literally this morning, I was like, oh gosh, I got to find somebody from Schuylkill Township. So you
Yeah.
just crossed something off my list.
Oh, good.
Leslie, thank you so much. So exciting for all
Sure.
that. I'm gonna work. I'm going to Phoenixville for a whole day night. I'll go door to door and I'll find you a venue.
Thank you.
And Jen, thank you so much for your work and your exciting liaison activities, like a glamorous spy of the liaison.
yeah, it's a fun word, isn't it?
And Paige, as always, thank you for making sure everything can happen. So everybody, thank you. Have a great end of summer. Enjoy these beautiful end of summer days. And I will see you and hopefully a ton of other people at the end of September for the next meeting.
Okay, great. Thank
Nice
you.
meeting you all.
Everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Take care.
Bye-bye.